Please. Please, please. That's small time stuff. You see the black man? You see this black man here? We're not like you, man. We're not weak and soft like you. We are the people who have survived 400 years of the most vicious treatment ever meted out to any people on this planet. And we're still looking good. We're still standing strong. We are still the best looking. You wish you could have a tan like this. You wish you could have a square shoulders like the black man. Oh, you wish. Understand that the 400 years that we went through, it didn't make us behave like you. And he told a damnable lie. By the way, because some of you Arabs, you hated Gaddafi. And why did you hate Gaddafi? Because Gaddafi loved black people. Gaddafi is the only Arab leader who has ever apologized for the Arab involvement in the Holocaust of the black Atlantic slave trade. Gaddafi, he's the only one. That's why when he wrote Wear His Robes, he had the outline of Africa on his robes. Gaddafi, who saved Africans over $500 million a year by putting up the first African satellite and making sure that Africans could make phone calls. Making sure that's called a mischief maker. They can't help themselves. They've got to be the center of attention. That is the nature of the white man. He's an overgrown child. This is how he behaves. So, Gaddafi, in Libya, for those of you who don't know, I want to tell you, in Libya, when you got married in Libya under Gaddafi, you automatically got £5,000 as a couple to help you to start in married life. Under Gaddafi, when you wanted to be a farmer in Libya, you got free farm equipment, free land. In Libya, you paid no rent. No Libyan paid rent under Gaddafi. Okay? Every Libyan under Gaddafi got money from the oil revenue that came into that country. Every Libyan, every month, got a stipend in their bank account from Gaddafi. Gaddafi refused to house his mother and father until every Libyan was housed. Until every Libyan was housed, Gaddafi's parents lived in a tent. Gaddafi's Libya was the only country on the planet debt-free, owed no money, no budget deficit. Gaddafi. This is the wicked, horrible dictator, the mad dog of the desert, because you love what the white man says, right? You love to read the white man's newspapers, watch the white man's news, and you get so taken in, and you believe that this white man, he's such a truth teller. He's a damnable liar. He is the biggest liar on the planet. By the way, if you ever want to tell when a white man is lying, just when his lips move. His nature is lies. That's his nature. But you all continue to love him. He enslaved us as black people. Now they targeted Syria. And Syria, before they targeted Syria, they said, places like Damascus, they said Damascus was like Paris. And Syria was mostly secular. It wasn't even like a very religious Islamic place, very secular, very beautiful place. Assad is married to an English girl. They were very, very calm. The only problem with Syria is that they opposed the apartheid regime in Israel. And so they were a thorn in the side of Israel, Netanyahu and the boys. And so Syria is now targeted. Syria now is destroyed. And they told you that, oh, they're attacking Syria because they're trying to save the Syrian people from, they're trying to save the Syrian people from Assad, the wicked dictator. The same way they were saving Libyans from the wicked dictator Gaddafi. The same way they were saving the Iraqi people from Saddam, the wicked dictator. By the way, Saddam, who they put in power in the first place. And them and Saddam, they were good friends. They used to be in bed together. But then they fall out. They fall out. And when you fall out with the white man, who you think is your friend, then you will see the true nature of him. And so, I'm going to close soon. Then you can ask your question. But I just want to get this point across. That you all need to understand that you don't understand what's going on the planet. But I'm telling you what's going on. The white man's world is finished. It's finished. Brexit is one of the signs of the end. Donald Trump in the White House is one of the signs of the end. Boris Johnson becoming the Prime Minister, another sign of the end. It's all over. They are confused. Their governments are confused. They are at one another. And Europe will become a theater of war. Europe is going to war. They're making war on the Arab nations right now because they've got to crush Islam. Islam is the only thing that stands in the way of them having total domination on the planet. It is not a war on terror, it is a war on Islam. Anyone who says, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah, you are a target of this enemy because Islam, because you see, if you're a true Muslim, see, the true Muslim is formidable. The true Muslim is not a terrorist. But the true Muslim fears no one and nothing but God. And they can't have that because you have to bow to the white man. The white man sees himself as the Lord of his world. He wants to be the world's policeman. That's why right now he's down there in the Gulf, off the coast of Iran, making trouble. Imagine they send all these aircraft carriers down there with warplanes flying into the airspace of Iran. And then at the same time, they're telling you that Iran are the ones who are making trouble. Why is it? Why is it? Why is it? Why is it that the white man has got military bases in everybody's country? How comes no other people have a military base in anybody else's country? Why is Britain? Why is Britain? By the way, did you know that this country, from one end of this country to the other end of this country, from, what do they say, John O'Groats? And what's the other place? From Land's End to John O'Groats, this country is approximately 600 miles long. What that means is that this country can fit into New York State. That's how small this country is. Yet, this country is second only to arms export and arms dealing to mighty America. That's how much of a warmonger Britain is. Of the 190 odd countries on the planet, I want you to hear what I'm saying to you. Of the 190 odd countries on the planet, Britain in its history has had conflict with over 170 of them. Over 170 countries on this planet. This country has been at war with them. What does that tell you? But no, you love the white man. The white man is my friend. Okay, let me tell you something. If you travel regularly with a friend in his car, and every time you're driving down the road with your friend in the car, your friend is always on his horn. Burp, burp, burp. He's got a problem with that driver. He's got a problem with that person on the bicycle. He's got a problem with the bus. He's got a problem with the pedestrian. Oh, get out of my way. He's like, he's what's called a road hog. And every day you get in his car, he does the same thing. When are you going to realize that the problem is not the people out there, but the problem is your friend? When are you going to come to the realization that the problem is not the people that Britain keeps pointing you to, but the problem is right here with the white man? The white man is the devil.
Yes, sir.
He is the devil of your scripture. He can't help himself. Devilment and evil comes out of the white man like a web comes out of a spider. He can't help it. Some of you got white friends, and you have a little argument with him or her, and then she says, "Oh, you black bastard," and she's shocked. She's shocked. You're not only shocked, she's shocked, and she says, "Oh, I don't know where that comes from. I'm so sorry." Or she will curse a person with brown or black skin, and she'll say, "Oh, not you, you're all right. You're all right. As long as you bow to me and you capitulate and you're a good boy, you're all right." We know what we're talking about. We know the history. We are the people who have suffered at the hands of the white man for 400 years. And to this day, black people are still, some figures say, 7 times more likely to be arrested, 26 times more likely to be arrested. There are some 64 million people approximately in this country. Black people, African Caribbean, I'm one of those. I was born on the island of Jamaica. African Caribbean people, we are supposed to be approximately 1.9 million. We are a little tiny little minority. But when you read the statistics, you would think that we are the criminals. You would think that we are the worst people in the country, because that's how we are labeled. There was a man called Mark Twain, very famous Caucasian writer, and Mark Twain said, there are 3 lies. Lies, damn lies, and statistics. And the white man, he manipulates statistics to paint a picture of people that he wants to label in a particular way. That's why many of you today, you're shocked when you see us, because we don't fit the stereotype of what you think a black man is. Very rarely do you hear a black man talking like me, because normally with black men, we're so busy trying to make you happy. Today we put little earrings, studs in our ears. We look like little girls, black men, because we're trying to make you happy. We walk around with our backside out and our trousers down around our thighs, trying to make you happy, trying to make you think that we're still little boys and not men. You're not used to seeing men uniformed together. See what the uniform represents? In the word uniform is the word unit, is the word unity, oneness. Those policemen there, none of you will dare and go and slap one of those policemen around the face now. Why? Because you know that if you slap one, you got to slap all. Because they're joined together by a radio where there's about 27,000 more attached to that radio. And what we're sending the message when we put on the uniform is sending to any potential aggressor, the day of picking off black people and murdering us and killing us, those days are over. We are soldiers now. We make no apology for being in unity and standing together and doing something for ourselves, for our children and our wives. And we want independence from this wicked state. You're talking about Brexit. We're calling for BLAXIT.
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 Separation. We want land of our own. We don't want to be under the tutelage of the white man no longer, because they had us in bondage for 400 years. They said we were set free in 1833, 1834. Where's our treaty? Where's the agreement? You see the big argument going on over Brexit, and they're trying to get an agreement, and they can't get an agreement. Where's our agreement? Where's our freedom charter? Who negotiated our freedom? Because we have never been free. And we today say that the black man must go free. And we're calling on you, black man, to become a part of the army of God. I gotta say to you, black man, I know you think that you're a Christian, but remember the story of Kunta Kinte. Kunta Kinte was kidnapped in Africa, and he was brought on a westerly course, and they beat him and maimed him until he accepted the name Toby. Understand why the white man gave us his name. In the tradition of marriage, when a man and a woman get married, traditionally, because they're changing traditions all the time now. Now women marry women and men marry men, and soon they're going to be marrying children. I saw a documentary where a white man married a dog. I'm not lying, this is true. I saw a documentary where the white man said he was in love with his horse. This is the kind of world that we live in. And so the tradition is that the woman discards her maiden name and she takes the man's surname. The reason she takes his name is because that woman now belongs to that man and that man belongs to that woman. The reason the white man gave us his name is because he's saying, I own you. It denotes possession. He's saying that he owns black people, and we as black people, the reason why Malcolm Little became Malcolm X is because the most honorable Elijah Muhammad gave him the X. He was Cassius Clay, but then Elijah Muhammad made him Cassius X, and then he gave him Muhammad Ali. I was Leo X. Now I am Leo Muhammad. We go through a process of study to graduate and to qualify ourselves to wear the name of God. The name Muhammad is not a lightweight name. It's a very powerful name. It means one who is worthy of praise and one who is praised much. But you should know as Muslims, when somebody praises you, you don't take the praise. You say, Alhamdulillah, all the praise belongs to Allah. But the name Muhammad means one who is worthy of praise. And the name Muhammad means war. War. Because when we accept God into our lives, it means that we divorce ourselves from the control of Satan. And Satan wants to control everybody. And so immediately you're in a state of war. Was that my butterfly again? Butterfly loves me, man. That's good. I'm not going to deny the butterfly's love for you. There you go. And he's not getting swatted. Because whether you know it or not, those of you who say stuck for Allah, Allah could never come in a man. Allah is in that butterfly. Allah is in everything. And when you kill the creatures, you don't understand that you are snuffing out the power and the energy and the spirit of God from the